Hey guys, so today I wanted to talk about perspective, right? Now, perspective is a funny thing. It's essentially how you look at things, right? And, where we are in the world at the moment, you can look at it in two ways. You can either look at it as a positive or you can look at it as a negative, right? Now, everybody's going to have a completely different scenario, situation, life plan, whatever that is going on. But it doesn't mean you can't look at the brighter side of life, quoting Monty Python, because ultimately everything has a choice. You always have a choice to be able to make a decision around something, and the perspective is something that will give you like looking at it from a different perspective is going to give you a bit more of a positive outlook on it, if you like. So reframe a situation. Okay, so right now we've got restrictions. There's things that you can do and things you can't do and all that sort of stuff. Instead of saying like I can't do something, right, ask yourself, how can I do that? Okay, so like I can't go to see my gran because we are not allowed to visit other people. How can I see my gran instead? Maybe she's got some sort of, maybe she can get online, you can do FaceTime, or maybe you just call her. It's all about just reframing that mindset. And the reason why is because the human brain is designed to think how we think it. It's designed to respond how we tell it to, right? So it's clever, but it's also pretty simple. So if we're thinking negative thoughts and thinking like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that, it's not going to think of any spectacular way of doing it. It's not going to suddenly go, yeah, you can do that. If you think, how can I do something? It's going to start thinking more productively. It's going to start thinking like, oh, okay, then yeah, how? And start getting a bit more, I suppose, inventive and creative about how you could actually complete a particular task. Okay, so that's one thing. Perspective's also given us a good opportunity to look at what's going on in the world right now. Whether it'll be a personal situation, work situation, friend situation, living situation, whatever it might be. It's given us perspective on basically what you can do now in this situation, why you've got the time, why you've got like the restrictions on, what is it that you can use this time for? What is the opportunity that's arisen from this? From every bad situation, there's always a good that comes from it, right? It's just whether you see it or not is the difference. Okay. The other thing that I've really found, and I hope that this resonates with everybody else, is that it's given us perspective on what we actually need, right? As people, as humans, on a day-to-day basis, we are given an extreme amount in most places of the world. We're given an extreme amount of like wealth in terms of what we can do and how we do it, and the choices we have. But now if that's been taken away, it gives you real perspective on like what you actually need. Okay, so it's also, what do we actually miss? Yes, okay, I miss going to the cinema, but like if I actually think about it, it's just a film, so I could do that at home. Or what do I miss? Yes, I miss socializing with my friends, but I could actually just do that over FaceTime or Zoom, Or what do I actually miss going for, going on holiday? Yes, that's something that maybe you're going to have to be a bit more inventive about. I haven't got one off the top of my head, but, it's that sort of thing. What do we actually miss? And actually, if you think about it, it's things that you can substitute for other things, and you can do that whole thing again of how can I get this in a different way, okay? And the last one is what's most important to me is how is this, or what is this actually, what about this actually makes us happy? Like what is being in isolation, and what is being in this situation given us to make us, what are we still happy about? What are we still taking, what are we still appreciating? And what are we taking, what were we taking for granted essentially before? So, what can I be grateful for? And if you take those three things, okay, so you've got like what you actually need, what do you actually miss, and what actually makes us happy, right? Write these things down, because they're the things you need to listen to. They're the things that you need to build on, right? And they're the things you need to remember. Because when this all goes away, whether it does or not, sooner or later, we're going to go back to normal in some way, shape or form, okay? And remembering these things is going to be hugely impactful for you going forward, because you're going to be able to remember what it was like in those scenarios. And you're going to be able to be grateful going forward for then all the opportunities that will come from being back to normal in the world. So yeah, perspective currently at the moment, look at it from the positives rather than negatives, and believe me, you'll start having much better days than maybe you already are having. Have a great Easter weekend, everyone.